You get the letter. It's delivered by an owl, a real owl. Your name is on the parchment, the wax seal is perfect. The dream you didn't even know you could have is real. You are a wizard. You are going to Hogwarts. This is the moment your life truly begins. Looks like you're in for 7 years of wonder. You'll learn charms and transfiguration, you'll fly on a broomstick and drink butterbeer and Hogsmeade. It's a magical education. And that is the first major problem. It is only a magical education. Your curriculum is entirely focused on the manipulation of supernatural forces. That's pretty cool for a while, but you learn nothing else. There is no mathematics class, there is no literature, no history beyond the Goblin rebellions. You do not learn basic physics or biology. Your entire education neglects fundamental knowledge about the world. You are taught how to turn a teacup into a rat. You are not taught about economics, civics, or how to write a coherent essay. Your world history is just the history of wizards. This creates a person who is functionally illiterate in the non-magical world. In fact, it makes you functionally inept in large parts of the wizarding world too. You can't calculate the interest on a Gringotts loan. You can't understand the engineering behind the night bus. You are essentially a highly specialized technician. You're a walking, talking magic wand, but you are not a well-rounded person. Your future is limited because your knowledge is limited. Your education prepares you for a life inside a bubble. It does not prepare you for reality. Then we have the people providing this specialized education. The professors at Hogwarts are a collection of the brilliant, the eccentric, and the dangerously incompetent. First, you have your headmaster, Albus Dumbledore. He is a powerful wizard. He is also a master manipulator who sees his students as pieces on a chessboard. He knowingly leaves a baby on a doorstep in the cold. He consistently withholds critical information from everyone. His plans have plans, and they all seem to end with a teenager confronting a Dark Lord. His defining leadership style is cryptic advice and long-term endangerment. He is not a guardian, he is a general. Your potions master is Severus Snape. He is a brilliant potioneer. He is also a bitter, abusive teacher who practices blatant favoritism and psychological torment. He bullies children. He mocks an 11-year-old for not knowing graduate-level potion theory. His teaching method is fear. There is no pedagogical justification for his behavior. He is just a cruel man given power over children, and the headmaster allows it. In any functional school, Snape is fired on day 1. At Hogwarts, he gets tenure. Next, there is the problem of the defense against the dark arts position. It is objectively cursed. This is not a secret. Everyone knows the job is a revolving door of disaster. Your first Dada teacher is possessed by the very dark wizard he's supposed to teach you about. He tries to murder you. Your second teacher is a fraudulent celebrity who is good at memory charms and nothing else. He is a dancer through sheer incompetence. Your third teacher is a werewolf. A kind man, certainly, but his condition presents a clear and present danger that is not properly managed. Then you get a ministry-appointed torturer who uses dark magic on students. And before that, a dark wizard impersonating a famous Oro. The school cannot fill its most critical teaching position with a stable, qualified individual for more than a year. This is a catastrophic institutional failure. And the other staff members are not much better. Your groundskeeper, Hagrid, is a wonderful person. He is also a man whose definition of a fun pet is a 3-headed dog or a giant man-eating spider. He actively leads you into the Forbidden Forest for your detention. The Care of Magical Creatures class under his instruction is an exercise in surviving your lesson plan. He has you raise blast-ended scroots, creatures that are essentially giant armored scorpions that explode. This is your school-sanctioned homework, so your education is narrow. Your teachers are a mix of negligent, abusive, or actively trying to kill you, but at least the school itself is safe. No. Hogwarts is perhaps the single most dangerous school in all of fiction. The school's motto might as well be "Enter at your own peril." During your first year, a full-grown mountain troll is let into the castle. It is not a drill. A teacher does this on purpose. The official response is to lock children in their common rooms while the staff handles it. Except they don't handle it. 3 first-year students handle it. 3 11-year-olds defeat a troll because the staff is nowhere to be found. This sets a precedent for your entire time at the school. Student safety is ultimately the student's responsibility. In your second year, a 50-foot basilisk is slithering through the pipes. It is a legendary serpent that kills with its gaze. Students are being petrified. The walls are smeared with threatening messages written in blood. The response from the administration is to cancel the Quidditch match. They eventually close the school, but only after multiple attacks. Again, the monster is not defeated by the powerful, experienced staff. It is defeated by a 12-year-old with a sword and a magic bird. The school has a monster in its plumbing. This is treated like a pest control issue, not a fundamental crisis. Then you have the Dementors. The school allows these soul-sucking creatures of despair to guard the entrances. They are supposed to be looking for an escaped prisoner. Instead, they attack students during a sporting event. They feed on happiness, and a school full of children is a banquet. The decision to station them there is indefensible. It's like putting a landmine at the entrance to a playground, and we have the Triwizard Tournament, a historical event so deadly they had to cancel it for centuries. The administration decides to bring it back. An impartial magical artifact is supposed to choose the champions. It is immediately tampered with. A 4th, underage student is selected. Dumbledore, the all-powerful headmaster, simply allows this to happen. He enters a 14-year-old into a death tournament. One of the champions dies. This is not an accident. It is an expected outcome of a deeply flawed event. The school sanctioned a blood sport, and a student paid the price. The castle itself is an ongoing hazard. The staircases move without warning. This is presented as whimsical. In reality, it's a lawsuit waiting to happen. There are trick steps and vanishing doors. The Whomping Willow is a violent tree planted on school grounds that will attack anything that comes near it. The Forbidden Forest is right there. It is full of dangerous creatures, and the primary punishment for misbehavior is sending children into it. The safety protocols at Hogwarts do not exist. But you're not alone in this. You have your friends, you have your house. The house system is another one of Hogwarts' charming yet terrible ideas. At the age of 11, a magic hat probes your mind and sorts you. It puts you into one of 4 boxes. These boxes will define your social life for the next 7 years. Gryffindor for the brave, Hufflepuff for the loyal, Ravenclaw for the clever, Slytherin for the ambitious, and also, apparently, the evil. This system creates instant tribalism. It institutionalizes prejudice. The houses are pitted against each other from day one in a meaningless competition for the House Cup. It encourages rivalry and distrust. Slytherin House is openly associated with dark magic and bigotry for generations, and the school does nothing to address this. It just lets an entire quarter of its student body be ostracized and stereotyped. Imagine being an 11-year-old sorted into Slytherin. You are immediately branded. The sorting is a public declaration of your core identity before you've even had a chance to form it. This segregation affects everything. You eat with your house, you sleep in your house dormitory, you take most of your classes with your house. Your entire social circle is predetermined. It discourages inter-house friendships. It creates an us versus them mentality that is actively harmful. The system does not build character. It builds cliques. It's a social experiment on children, and the results are not good. So you are in a dangerous school with a bad curriculum and a toxic social structure. At least the living conditions are good, but the infrastructure of Hogwarts is centuries out of date. The primary writing tool is a quill and parchment. This is not a charming affectation. It is a deeply inefficient method of learning and communication. You spend hours just learning to write without splattering ink everywhere. There is no modern technology, no phones, no internet, no computers. The wizarding world in general seems to have a deep-seated fear of progress. Your access to information is limited to the school library, a library where some books will try to attack you. Research is a slow, tedious process. You can't just look something up. You have to hope the book you need isn't chained to a shelf in the restricted section. Communication is by owl. Sending a message is a multi-hour or even multi-day process. It is unreliable. Owls can be intercepted. They can get lost. This lack of instant communication is a massive safety issue. You can't call for help. You can't quickly warn someone of danger. You just have to send an owl and hope for the best. Even the magic seems to fail at basic quality of life improvements. The castle is drafty and cold. The plumbing is ancient enough to house a basilisk. The magical solutions they have are often just flashy, inefficient versions of things Muggles perfected decades ago. It's a world that has chosen aesthetic over function, and you are living in it. Let's say you get injured, because you will get injured. You fall off your broom, you get hit by a rogue bludger, a potion explodes in your face. You are sent to the hospital wing. It is run by one person, Madame Pomfrey. She is very competent, but she is the entire medical staff for a school of hundreds of children engaged in dangerous activities. This is an unsustainable workload. Her primary solutions for everything seem to be a dose of Skelegrow or a piece of chocolate. Skelegrow is a potion that regrows bones. It is described as incredibly painful. This is their state-of-the-art solution for a fracture. There is no magical equivalent of a cast, just agony. For more serious injuries, like being petrified or having your soul sucked out, she can only provide palliative care. The solutions come from outside, if they come at all. Your healthcare is reactive, not preventative. The school has a Quidditch pitch, but no apparent wellness program. There is no mental health support. Students are dealing with trauma, pressure, and the constant threat of death. There are no counselors. There is no one to talk to. You are expected to just deal with it. The entire medical system is based on patching up physical injuries after the fact. It ignores everything else. Next, we must consider the system of justice and discipline at Hogwarts. It is arbitrary and tyrannical. The main form of discipline is the awarding and removal of house points. These points are given out at the sole discretion of the professors. Snape can take 50 points from Gryffindor because he doesn't like a student's face. Dumbledore can award 170 points at the last minute to ensure his favorite house wins. The system is a joke. It teaches you that rules are fluid and authority is absolute. Detention is even worse. Punishments are not standardized. They are often cruel and unusual. One professor forces students to write lines with a quill that carves the words into their own hand using their blood. This is torture. It is not discipline. This is reported to the administration and nothing is done for a very long time. Another common punishment is being sent into the Forbidden Forest. The forest whose defining characteristic is that it is forbidden, because it is full of things that can kill you. The school's response to rule breaking is to send children into a life-threatening situation. This is not a logical consequence. It is institutional endangerment. There is no due process. A student can be accused of a crime and face expulsion without a proper investigation. The word of a professor is law. The word of the headmaster is gospel. You have no rights. You have no recourse. You are subject to the whims of the powerful adults around you. This does not teach you respect for the law. It teaches you fear of authority. So after 7 years of this, you finally graduate. You have survived. You have a newt in charms and a decent grade in transfiguration. What now? What are your job prospects? Your education has prepared you for a very small number of careers inside a tiny insulated economy. You can work for the Ministry of Magic. This seems to be the main employer. It is a bloated, inefficient bureaucracy, a place where ambition and prejudice often trump competence. You could become a professional Quidditch player, a career that has a very short lifespan and a high risk of injury. You could open a shop in Diagon Alley. This requires capital that you probably don't have. You could become a teacher at Hogwarts and perpetuate the cycle of misery. The wizarding world seems to have very few industries. There is government, retail, and sports. That's about it. Your highly specialized magical education has made you unfit for anything else.
You can't become an engineer, a doctor, a programmer, or an artist in the Muggle world. You don't have the foundational knowledge. You have been trained for a world that is socially and economically stagnant. You leave Hogwarts with a very specific set of skills. These skills are impressive, but they are not broadly applicable. You are like someone who spent 7 years learning to be a master blacksmith in the age of industrial manufacturing. Your craft is beautiful, but its utility is fading. The world you were trained for is small, and it is not growing. So you receive your letter. It feels like a ticket to a better life, a life of magic and adventure. But the reality is different. You are entering a broken institution, an institution with a worthless curriculum, an irresponsible staff, and no concept of student safety. You will be sorted into a tribe, subjected to arbitrary discipline, and use technology from the Middle Ages. Your healthcare is medieval. Your job prospects are bleak. Hogwarts is not a school. It is a beautifully crafted, deeply dysfunctional death trap. It trades a real education for a magical one. It sacrifices safety for whimsy. And it ultimately fails its students on almost every conceivable level. Going to Hogwarts doesn't prepare you for the world. It only prepares you for Hogwarts. There are other magical worlds out there. Some of them might just be worse. We can look at those another time.